Welcome back. This is Samantha and Jake. We are linking individuals network connections on KHTS AM 1220. We are joined with an amazing guest, Paul Hewitt, who is now a scout for the LA Clippers. Welcome back, Paul.
Thanks for having me back.
So, right before the break, we were talking about the scouting process, and I kind of just wanted to elaborate on that. And you talked about how, a player has to have some good, basketball skills to
Sure.
be considered. But what about attitude, character, the contribution to a team chemistry? Is that like another skill that you look at, another factor you look at?
It actually, Jake, is becoming a larger part of the evaluation process. I think when you look at the NBA, they're getting great players from all over the world, so the margin of error has become so much more thin. And so having a young man with great attitude, and great work ethic, and making good decisions off the court has become a much bigger part of the whole decision-making process. Try to draft and try to offer a contract.
Got it. And as a follow-up question, talked to some high school basketball coaches in our valley, and one thing that was kind of a reoccurring question was, do you look for quote-unquote sleepers? Do you look for people that are unique in some form of way? Do you prefer a unique player rather than an amazing player? A player that has amazing potential? How do you weigh a player that's not quite there yet, but you see potential in?
Yeah, again, another very good question. You always want the amazing players. You're trying to win the national championship, you're trying to win the highest level. You want to recruit the Chris Bosches, the Jared Jacks, the Derek Favors, all those young men that I've had a chance to coach. They went on to have good NBA careers. But there are also guys like Anthony Morrow or Mario West. Mario West, I'll tell you a quick story. He's an excellent student out of Douglas County High School in Atlanta, Georgia. I went to see a young man named Josh Smith, who was a highly regarded player, went up playing in the NBA, didn't go to college, it was great from high school. But long story short, Mario's effort level impressed me so much, just how hard he played. He wasn't real good, quite frankly, but he just played hard defense. He was a great teammate. So I asked about him after the game. I talked to the high school coach. He told me he's also an honor student. So Mario came to Georgia Tech on an academic scholarship. I gave him an athletic scholarship after his freshman year, graduated, and got his master's degree in 5 years and went on to play in the NBA for 4 years. So
wow.
You always want the great players, but you also got to look out for those guys who have such an effort level and such a passion that you know that they're going to develop into something, really worthy of being a part of your team. But also, they bring a work ethic that hopefully it rubs off on the other guys in the locker room.
Wow, that's great. And speaking of these players who you look for, they have had a great deal of experience. But for people who are in even high school and college who are not ready to play like on a team such as the LA Clippers, they haven't had like the physical and the most amount of experience. What would you suggest to them if they want to play professionally, if they have the dream to do it, but they're not quite older yet, or what should they be doing?
Well, the first thing I would tell them is just make that counterintuitive. I wouldn't worry about playing in the NBA. It's such a long shot. There are only 450 jobs, and I always tell people you can't orchestrate success. You just got to work day by day. I mean, a popular term and cliche around sports now is, trust the process or follow the process or respect the process. That word process is really important because it's a day-to-day, transaction to come in every day and, just like you would in class. You're taking a math class, you can't expect to miss 5 days and then come back the 6th day and understand what's going on. You got to be there every day, put your time in, and at the end, you hope for the best. And that's the advice I would have to anybody who dreams of playing pro sports. You don't sit there and say, I'm going to be a pro athlete. No, you take care of your body, you work hard every day, and hopefully at the end, you're going to do good enough. But in the meantime, you better have a plan A. But playing pro sports cannot be the plan A.
Got it.
As hard as it is to get to the NBA or get to any level of pro sports, it's even harder to make a long-term living there.
So I guess one thing that, we see a lot of players coming from, big state schools that have that reputation for basketball, like Kentucky, but we also see a lot of people getting recruited from like Duke and great, amazing, high-class schools. But what makes it so appealing for the students at those schools to go and for scouts to go and try to get them for their teams?
Well, I think that the two coaches there and those two programs at Kentucky have done a great job of recruiting the best talent in the country. And the rule that the NBA put in place, I believe it was 2006, that did not allow high school players to go straight to the NBA. You have basically NBA talent level players who are forced to go to the college ranks because of the collective bargaining with the owners and the NBA Players Association, which I don't think is a bad thing. But at the same time, that's what those two schools have done a great job of recruiting best players. But there are other programs as well, UCLA, USC.
Right.
That's the program, University of California. They had the third pick in the NBA draft last year, Jaylen Brown. So there's talent all over. And if you look at the draft even more closely, you've got far more international players coming into the NBA draft than they were 10, 15 years ago.
Right. Well, I think that concludes our time here on KHTS. Thank you so much, Paul, for joining in and talking to us.
One more thing?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
You know, one of the things I was telling all your listeners who are interested in a career in sports, find somebody, or any career, find somebody that you can, speak to, somebody you can a model of career, just talking about how they got where they were. Again, as I told Barbara when I spoke to her, I think it was your mom maybe I spoke to.
Yeah.
Okay, but I wish I had something like this in high school, but I always wanted to get into coaching. But if I had to do it all over again, I would have picked out somebody as a high school student that I could write to, contact, speak to them about how they got into the profession. I was 22 years old when I decided to try to get into coaching.
Wow.
I think these 4 years that are coming up for your high school season, when they get out, are a very important time to start making your path.
Definitely.
I don't just want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a basketball coach, whatever it is. Now is a great time to try to find a role model, a mentor, somebody that can help you.
Well, thank you so much for that awesome piece of advice.
Yeah, we really appreciate your interview, and we really learned a lot from it, so thank you so much.
All right, well, take care.
Paul Hewitt, thank
too.
you so much for coming on. This is Fred Arnold with AM 1220, and wouldn't you agree that the courage of these kids just saying, let's do something different. Let's go after the best of the best, like the Paul Hewitts of the world, interview them and give them to other students. Isn't that just amazing what they're doing?
No, I really admire it. Somebody who majored in journalism in college. And again, just more than anything else, just the fact that they have the foresight to put people on that are in a career path that some of these 15 to 18-year-olds are interested in, I think it's a great way to start to figure out how you're going to get there. If you don't have a plan, it's really hard to reach your destination. I think what these young people are doing is creating an idea, putting ideas in their fellow students' head and how they create that plan. I really admire what you guys are doing. It's great work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Great work, guys. Hope you enjoyed this edition of the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce Business Spotlight. Want to hear great guests? Go on to hometownstation.com. Also, your webpage.
Yes, we have a website. You can find it at linkpodcast.weebly.com. You can also email us if you have any questions, interviewers at linkpodcast@gmail.com.
Go Clippers.
Yeah.
You've been listening to AM 1220 KHTS.